Repeat after me. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Spit, poet.
Spit, poet.
Hey, man, feel free to do any of that while I'm up here, all right? All right, man, let's get this thing going. Everybody repeat after me. I'm in my bag.
I'm in my bag.
Damn, y'all bag? Well, let me get in my bag, too. I think I'm gonna go with the love bag tonight. She was so gutter, so gangster. And I really like that shit. But you know, I'm a poet, so I kind of give her that romantic shit. She wasn't feeling it. See, I had to learn that not every woman wants a love song. Some women live for aggression. So next time I saw her, I simply said, I want to fuck the shit out of you. I'm talking deep boning, long stroking for the fluff of that ass while I caress the shit out you. Forget the games of exotic foreplay. The only thing I know how to do right now is go in and out you. Yes, my name is Bleek over and over while I slap that ass to talk about the day your lion got tamed. And I call you a lion because them lips too fat to be a pussycat. I don't need your help throwing it back. Just give me that arch, my vice grip on your waist will handle all of that. Sometimes I feel like I'm touching your throat when I'm hitting from the back. Better yet, turn around, give me one leg up, I'll go ride your whip, sitting my tip through your hips. And I don't care if you come or squirt, I don't care if you come or squirt, I don't care if you come or squirt all over me several times. Till I say I'm done, stay focused for the next exercise. Funny thing is, I wanted us to be more than this, but bad boys seem to be all they get to hit. So let me fuck the shit out you so you can see what you miss. Let the pounding of our skin be the only music playing till you feel every inch. I want to feel the bottom of your floor from the top of your bed, and as I start to come, I keep our theories of me and you inside my head. Now you may be dismissed. Let's remember, you only let bad boys hit this. You look tired. Like these boys got you running and ain't fed you no food. Like, they forget to hold you at night. Like, you caught between the crossfires of humanity and insanity. Like, you don't know who to trust, God or man. Like, you be more humane, pray for more fulfillment in your life, but the same thing you gonna hold on to this God whose name is even written in this chapter of your life. Do you ever tell your punk-ass friends about me? The bitter fool. Do you tell him, first get him to wine and dine you, notice the small things about you, and just as he starts to say those words, I love you, you find the first opportunity to leave? Do you tell them about your power, your ability to watch your heart bleed, leaving a man with no clothes, all you left behind was a needle with no IV? Do you tell him that his body will ache a year for you? And not one time did you massage his pain, you just kept grabbing his wallet and kept spending. Then when he asked why things had changed, you explained that he was just convenient. Do you ever wonder why these men continue to treat you less than you treated me? Do you ever wonder why these men continue to degrade your fame? Do you ever wonder why the guy who wore jeans, Vans with a polo never once called you out your name? Do you ever wonder why they at her house at 3 a.m.? I guess now you the convenient one. He left you along these sheets, so you gotta be. To be honest, you really set me free. You were the virus to my breakthrough. I never got to get this message to you. Now we both can have some clarity. I guess we'll call this bittersweet poetry. She keeps trying to fly side by side with her love, but she suffers from this broken wing. I mean, you women are so amazing. We even refer to you as queens when y'all match our definition of being a classic lady. But if I'm being honest, once rage reaches Independence Day, 7 p.m. sounding off sirens, a violent masculine tongue purging through her feelings, her compassion was stripped naked. He threw stones at her worth, forced her to walk for miles on top of blisters, holding on to prayer hands, praying one day to be able to fly again. He introduced her skin to bruises. Her weakness for him signed the adoption papers. She didn't realize that bruises grow up to become scars. She even felt the way to love him past his abuse, no matter how it made her look. I guess in her mind they sat in the cinema of dreams, promising together legacy sculpted in love and success, but his envy. His envy to leave revealed his true identity, leaking onto her ambitions, draining the blood flow from her growth, her strength depleted. He begins to act recklessly, treating everything she worked for as if it was all just for the moment. After the breakup, she's left alone in a house full of children. The children continue to cry because they're hungry. Now she's painting the image of a mother shedding tears because she knows paying rent means her kids don't eat. Diapers of formula equals no light for weeks. It seems like that punk-ass child support never has the right words to comfort her. Her breaking point, called early in the morning delivering news that her and chlamydia now share the same neighborhood. Her heart hardens. Men had gave her wings fatal swords. Men had gave her wings fatal swords. She refuses to ever try to fly again. She suffers from a broken wing. You are looking at the definition of needing a woman's touch. Can we first start with this overbearing pile of clothes I've been aiming to put away for years? I mean, I keep washing and drying off the dirt of my past, but I can't seem to find the creasing line to perform a perfect fold, putting away my clothes in the deepest drawers of my heart. Can she expand my mind on the details of deep cleaning? Like, remind me the parts I forget to clean. Like, sweep herself down from under the beds of my mind when I feel undeserving of her generosity. Whew. Y'all just don't know how amazing that woman is to me. Deep scrubbing my smile, mopping my tongue, rinsing my words in the pine soles of her feelings, disaffecting my mouth from vicious attacks against her. Ladies, don't y'all hate when us men blame y'all for our own self-procrastinated ambitions? Boiling pot of her fabuloso dancing across the interior of my nose. Her scent is as strong as her Saturday morning playlist when she cleans. Can she apply cool water on the grease burns of my wrists? Because I grew up ignorant, believing a man doesn't belong in the kitchen. Now I'm several steps behind. Several steps behind learning the recipes to feeding the butterflies beneath her stomach. She is quite an interior decorator. Her hands and forehead pressed against my window. Her eyes squint for clarity as she soul searches the inner king in me. Teach me not to be content with an open, damaged, blind view, but instead hang up curtains made out of evolving growth, made out of fabric stronger than the man I used to betray. Y'all, I'm serious. She is quite the interior decorator. Okay. Because so often my heart and mind can be in the same room and never match. She will have to start by repainting my plain walls with her spring colors of joy. Ordering furniture in sets of unconditional love. Rearrange my pride to make room for her warmth and tenderness. She may even hang a clock or a mirror on the wall to reflect the devotion she put into my character. I am the definition of needing a woman's touch. I've discovered ways to love you past your skin. When butterflies land in my view, I see your spirit in their wings. The different shades of you staying within the lines of your forgiving patterns. When you speak, oh baby, when you speak, goosebumps appear. Your tongue sings words that my heart will learn the words to. Your energy sets the clouds on fire. I never knew that burns could go so deep, my flesh flickering into ashes, casting off into your sunset. This may sound silly, but I imagine angels tuning in into the moments of our laughter. Our love is a marathon playing clip after clip. You are my world, hydrating large masses of water as civilization around us conquers uncharted territory, searching for all the treasures that you buried me with. I named each teardrop joy that my eyes gave birth to. My eyes reaching out for you as if they heard your heartbeat over 1,000 times. Running, leaping off the cliffs of my cheeks, holding on to peace. Because seeing the sight of someone you love is worth falling to your doom. It's worth falling to your doom. Thank you. I know I was real loving the first portion. This portion we're gonna get a little heavy, a little deeper, y'all. Throw the first stone if you ever lived your life without sin. To anybody sitting here with judgment right now is simply irrelevant. Let's face facts. Not every action we do is heaven sent. We all got demons of our own. We too prideful to let church handle it. And if you don't believe in the higher being that I speak, well, maybe believe in right or wrong. But if you always live your life right, why don't you help others set the bar above their life? Instead, we watch them push with all they might. Nothing move beside the dirt under their sneakers. If wrong is all you ever committed, then why don't you surround yourself with change? Instead, we'd rather maintain a certain image and convince ourselves we have no hope of being a public figure. Everyone's trying to live a righteous story. But if the only person you ever looked out for is yourself, then who the hell you expect to give your glory? If it takes two to produce, then why does the number of involved parents seem to be reduced? Women really been moving up the charts in politics. What's supposed to be an inspirational movement. But at least we confused because I would tell any little girl that she could go obtain her dreams. But instead we got so many grown women sleeping behind only fan pages for the finer things. A man that has to steal in order to function, I'll tell him, bro, just as quick as you steal, it's the quickest you can give. Once you truly believe in giving over taking, the treasure you've been searching for will be revealed. And that's the house somebody trusts that you can build. Oh, you forever talk about how they circled and ran their city, but can barely speak to me about breaking out and unifying unknown boundaries. They'd rather remain in these fire walls of control, but I say, control has the limits, but limits don't know control. I mean, can't nobody tell anybody in this building right now what they're capable of. The mindset around this world is jacked up. We all participating in this shit. Let's call it an open potluck. I read the term hood in a dictionary. Guess what words is associated with us? Delinquent, punk, thug, troublemaker. Now, one positive thing about our places. This has been printed on 1 million pages. I see why they refuse to give us a chance at friendship during the early stages. They slap labels on our names that mean our face based on where we come home to rest. Instead of measuring the purity that lies under our chest, we only live life once. We only live life once. This is just a test. So take your eraser and wipe away the assumptions. Then write what you really see. Is there really a difference between you and me? If so, throw the first stone. One thing that's very special about poetry and art is the expression of self. And it's therapy, it's the outlet for things we go through in our lives. And even allows us poets to speak for those who can't speak for themselves. Dealing with bullies can feel a lot like cobwebs. Annoying strings of personality caught onto your presence. And no matter how much you try to remove his web, his character is too small to pinpoint and remove. Bullies are cowards. Grown-up babies searching for formula powders of self-love. However, their parents never seem to be able to make time to cater to their bottles. Bullies appear in school to have it all together. Holding my high school career above their head while their other hand grabs my face, transforming me into the smallest man in the room. Their breath reeks of my insecurities. Their clothes remind my social status in my community. Their jokes have a way of pinning my courage and fears against each other. So many lonely moments in my bedroom. Resting my knees in the arms of my vulnerability. The peak of my knees drenched under the waterfalls of my eyes. Bullies gave me a lot of my first time experiences. The first time that I learned the term hurt can compare to bullets. No sense of direction, but will attack anything that they're targeted towards. The first time I small learned that sometimes it has to try to fight back. Constantly being beaten to the point that they beg to shatter. The first time I was mad at my mom for not making Mike Tyson my father. At least I would have someone to hold the punching bag while I punch my miserable day right in the face. The first time I felt death so close to my heart because my friend rather traded his soul to the afterlife instead of enduring another day of bullying. If you're reading this letter today, I ask you to be a beacon of light in somebody else's life and say no to bullying. Thank you. Mentor, I've just been going through a lot at home. I know I've been missing a lot of school lately. To kind of give you a little insight, I was shooting bottles in the field the other day with my stepfather's gun. Every bullet convincing my dark side that the punishment for him shall be death. Shattered glass on the ground showing my reflection. I see the boy that's been beaten, tied up, and ridiculed and cries because he must return home. See, if only it was just me in this situation, I would run away from this nightmare while dream catchers dangle from my neck and never return to this fiery pit called assault. However, me and my little brother been caged to the childhood sentence. He slammed my brother's head against the wall the other day. My brother held his head dazed, and this drunk man with no reason, his heart beats inhumanity as he served me lash after lash to my backside. The belt was intended for my brother, but I refuse not to be my brother's keeper. I'm just so sick and tired of the picture on repeat of Jesus being split apart with every strike to my flesh, every strike to my flesh, every strike to my flesh. My stepfather standing there in his Roman gears, he swings his whip, his belt. Where's our mother in our time of need? She sits there high off of shame and guilt and turns her back to us. The cherry of her cigarette burns anxiously to drown out the sorrow and echoes of responsibility she chose to leave, mama. See, my little brother seems to think this should come around, but sorry, little bro, I lost my voice for that 3 years ago. I can't join no after-school programs or be dreaming about college upon graduating. Unlike mom, I refuse to leave you alone with this beast. See, mentor, I know you're here to keep us on the path of doing right things, but lately doing right things started mutating to by any means, and I swear to God, if you touch my brother again, watch the spark of his own gun go towards him. Will it penetrate his evil intentions? Watch him fight for his life like me and my brother being victim night by night. I don't want to go home. I don't want to go home. I don't want to go home, y'all. If I hear one more person speak about committing suicide, I'm going to assist them. With 50 cal bullets made of their mother, their father, their daughter, their best friend, and every other person they just turned their back on. This disease is really sickening, and I ain't referring to suicide. I'm talking about this virus called sympathy. So if a lot of these bullets will destroy you, I hope you leave me so holy your light can shine. You'll be gripping this true sermon that suicide will leave you voiceless, motionless, or a mere quote, hope for the best. No, you will not be that ghost in my ear. A Lucifer, a fallen angel that has already betrayed me. I will not hold on to your words for better days because you left me alone to deal with life's scars down my wrist. And all this uplifting together started to sound like myths. It's a part of my language. But you selfish son of a bitch. And I don't feel bad saying it because I go through things too, but a life without you was never a drug I chose to use. You are my come-to. You are my high that lasted longer than monkey snacks and oatmeal pie. You are that hand that clicked my wrist every time I slipped down into the deep end. When my right lung couldn't breathe, you breathed into my left one. When my left lung couldn't breathe, you breathed into my right one. When my heart ached, you kept reminding me I needed blood flow from loved ones, you selfish son of a bitch. How dare you reject our testimony? We've really been through the grit and grind together. I gave you my last when I was hungry. You so damn selfish. How dare you want to go join the other side partying with the deceased? Separate our connection with glass walls, fingerprints and scratches from past souls, searching for a way back into our reality. You so damn selfish. So cease with these threats against your life because I can't give you my sympathy or my empathy. All I can give you is the honesty boiling up inside of me. The steams of regret that you, my brother, my sister, my lover, my best friend could ever choose a life abandoning me. Thank you. Who in here believe in the power of numbers?
Yeah.
Who believe if we come together, we can accomplish a whole lot more than doing it on your own? In the da-da-da-da, I just want my people to know, though we're not fully united, I just want my people to know. I've seen a lot of things. I've seen death in their eyes. Same niggas I grew up with not making it made a man like me want to cry. Cause I felt their pain. They didn't receive the same love I did. Not the same storyline. In the da-da-da, I just want my people to know. Not always physically, but mentally I see us as a whole. To all my brothers and sisters, I hope you got a home. And not just the roofing over your head, but a group of villains in your corner that won't leave you alone. Heroes rather fly alone in the community charging outrageous fees. I'm just saying, why heroes only flying over certain cities? In the da-da-da-da, I just want my people to know. If you ever need that one smile, you can count on me. I like your voltonic veins, heat from my love, boiling the pain. Like birthing from my hands, the script says a man, let's go provide with these hands. Like birthing from my hands, the script says a man, let's go provide with these hands. Greatness takes work, testimony takes healing, passion takes emotion, a real tale of sweat, blood, and tears being noticed. In the da-da-da-da, I just want my people to know. I'll be that guy in your corner when you're back against the ropes. Head on swivel, adrenaline pumping. Left and right punches coming. Your legs burning, now your feet stumbling. Calm down and pace yourself. Keep your guard up, wait for your attack. Enemy gon' throw punches, but they ain't phasing nothing. One solid hit back, now you got a life adjusting. In the da-da-da-da, I just want my people to know. know. They didn't see your visions, but I invest in your legacies. Introduce you to the family period with more fruitful dreams. Then we'd be everybody's favorite jackpot that they chose to scratch off in the da-da-da-da. I just want my people to know. Some of y'all flipping 2 ounces in the 4, 4 in the 8, 8 in the 16, count of a pound on real life using math. I say take 2 people and transform them to 4 ideals. Take 4 ideals and push them to 8 locations. Take 8 locations and mold 16 foundations. Now we built one large corporation. And the da-da-da-da. I just want my people to know. Though we're not fully united, I just want my people to know. Unity is valuing the people, not just what you expect from the people. Think about it. Thank y'all.